Look for the user quick. That user. And that's not working. I don't actually know why. Seems like I'm messing up something. Emergency authenticated with whatever. Oh, the user isn't confirmed. Okay, user have to be confirmed to actually, yeah, actually be able to log in. So this is a critical part of the application, so it makes sense to actually test it. See, that's a login. Well, we have to actually really write tests for that. There we go.
God, how do they walk away in movies without flinching when it explodes behind them? There's no way! I call bullshit on that! I need an MRI! I've got soft tissue damage! There's no way I don't have soft tissue damage!
So let's figure out. There we go. This is exactly what we need, though. Let's copy pasta this quick. Let's go in features, widget management. So spec features. Logins, spec. So the routes are the following. I just copy paste them.
Covered in hair. Come again? You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
So we visit new user session path. We fill in user can log in. All right. Well, just the basic user, right? So, say. Yeah, I guess he can use, he can actually log in. And then we also have to say that
The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space
yeah,
is
that's our user.
if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
So we make a tongue context. So then just say it can lock in a user.
Alright, what is freedom? I think I stole
Alright,
this from Bob
and-
Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and
question.
going to
What
sleep
should
at
happen
night,
next,
and
guys?
in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think we need capybara for this anyways, but let's have a look. So we visit this, we fill in. That's a good question. What we fill in? We fill in not the name, we fill in user email with an actually user email. We say fill in password with that, and we say click button. I think the button is called something like sign in, yeah? Log in. Okay, and now we expect something. So let's try to run this, and this might fail. But yes, we need to install the Capybara game first. I used this years ago already. But let's... I don't like to... When I sign in, I don't like this syntax. This looks horrible. But let's have a look. So in our spec helper... to require this, of course, and I think that's correct. So we use 3.25. They recommend us something. They said something like, okay, 2.4 later, fine. So maybe we can run the test now. Let's have a look. Yeah, well. That's actually really good. That means the login was success. We need to put some fake roots here quick. So the user needs to be somewhere when he's logged in, right? So I call this after login. No, you know what? I call this just a second. I have this in another project. I will just copy and paste this quick. So we have some routes here for the user as well, which we need. Okay, so we have those. Unauthorized IP, confirm login, lockdown, so that we can block an account. Fine. And in space. But we need something like this. Okay, this might work now. Alright, this is actually good. Undefined methods check lockdown. All this quick. So in case some hacker is signed in right now and the user clicks the email, the user will be set to lockdown, and then the hacker, wherever he clicks, is immediately locked out. Then this is gonna be raised, and from here we get signed out, and just that's it. So the hacker is out. That's a very important thing. So now let's see if the login is working. Okay. It seems like my device controller doesn't know about this. We remove this quick. Project, right? So app controllers, application controller, he knows everything. And then views, cache. There you go. Yeah, so let's see what the page actually returns to us. Oh, that's okay. So somehow we need to be able to. I would like to call actually is now that there is a current user available, and our spec says current user. Have a look. Maybe it's possible. It is possible for sure. Our controller probably. No, controller. Nope. Locking user.
Everybody's at the record house, rocking at the record house.
Oh, there we go. Test helpers. So we go in our back helper or rails helper, and we need to put that in our config. Okay, nice. So let's run this again and have a look. Hopefully we can access it. No, let's read the official docs. It's always good to read the docs. Okay, we run controller specs. Yeah, this looks good. Our spec rails.
Everybody's at the record house.
Fine. No, this probably works.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and
Not yet.
horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Subject. Oh, this is interesting.
Yep, it's made with bits of real panther, so you know it's good. It's quite pungent. Oh yeah, stings the nostrils in a good way. Yeah, Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you. That smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works.
So we did this.
Every time.
That doesn't make sense.
But what is our expectation? So maybe we can. Okay. So it can't lock in the. So it seems like it's failing if we don't even have a user. I think this is part of the code. So we do it. There you go. Nice. Interesting. I really want to do something like spec current user myth. here, I want to do something like the current user, actually user. Right, I think this makes sense. Interesting. So they actually say do not test actually what happens in the controller. They say what happens from the user perspective. So of course, if the user can't log in, he doesn't know what the controller does and internally why he can't log in. So all the user knows is he's not logged in, right? So yeah, okay, we should follow that approach, probably. So sign in, fill this, click button. Well, that's what we do. Check for error messages. The same goes for password. So that's 51. That's also green. And then the next step is yeah. Now we do the exact same thing. I think this actually we can do outside. No, we want to make it unconfirmed user. Unconfirmed. So we say
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the
an
news.
unconfirmed user.
Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
Okay, so that's also working. If you're not confirmed, you simply can't log in, right? Thing. So we have the unconfirmed user, we have contacts confirmed. So. That's correct. Okay, a confirmed user, he isn't confirmed at all, but we say with whitelisting. So now we say it is actually activated. So when we log in, we actually have to authorize the IP first. And for that reason, we end up in this actually authorized IP path. There you go. This should work straight. Not working. Interesting, interesting. Let's have a look. Ow. It's not even active right now. This looks correct. Yeah, it does. Oh, I just see this is bad. Sorry guys. So now this is really good because he's raising the Interesting. He has the whitelisted IP already.
My God, how do they walk away in movies without flinching when it explodes behind them? There's no way! I call bullshit on that! I need an MRI!
Let's have a look what actually really happens in the code.
There's no way I don't have soft tissue damage!
It's not even coming here. Well. We have to be here now. I think that's somewhere deep. It's just a small mistake which I'm overseeing right now. Okay, so let's have a look here. This is actually... a user. Okay, it is activated, right? It is activated. However, the user also has this. So it seems like we authorized the IP address already, and let's have a look. What somehow we do not
In English, please.
end up in here. I don't actually understand why.
You pooped in the refrigerator.
We are not making it. Oh, I see. We don't click the button to log in. Guys, if you test a login, you have to click the button login. Well, well, then you see how stupid I am sometimes. Oh my goodness. Our code is working, we just don't click the login button. Well, it can't work, right? There we go, and it's a green test. Awesome. Okay, so yes, if we are not authorized with this IP, we get an exception, and if we authorize the IP, we just proceed with the regular thing. So this is great. This is working, and now we have to write one more test. Can't log in with a new device. So we pretend we authorize this one. And now it's still throwing this exception because it's a new. It's a new thing.
If you're doing what
Alright.
everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
So it's better to really test every single case, every single possibility, to really ensure that it's working 100% the way we expected. I'd rather write a test more than one test less. See, this somehow not working.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Well, it's raising it, right? So this is interesting. Wow. Oh, this test is good. This test is not right. Well, we expected to raise this exception. Now we get this exception. It seems to be wrong. Oh. Wrong test. It's in 22. Okay. It Oh, this is really interesting. This should fail. Well, let's have a look here. Well, I'm pretty sure. If I set this to false, it's working. So somehow probably this. Let's check. There you go. Right. Now we have to check if everything is running again, because that's critical code. And it's working, nice. So again, to recap, we have an unconfirmed user, we have a confirmed user without OTP and whitelisting. And we have a confirmed user with whitelisting. He can sign in and he can't sign in and he can sign in. Okay, so what we need next is with OTP protection. So let's simulate the login. Right, there's the field, it's called OTP attempt. So that is the two-factor authentication, and if we type that in, we should be authenticated. So this must actually work. So this should be a good, correct test. And then the opposite would be, it can log in a user, okay, and the opposite would be it can't log in a user with wrong OTP, right? And this actually needs to be, just a second. Let's also deactivate the whitelisting. And the same goes without OTP at all. So this can't also work. Let's see, 113, what happens? Lucky in 120, 119. Let's have a look. 119. Which test is this? It can. Is it? Meh. Interesting. Let's go straight to 119 and have a look. Somehow we are simulating that we type in the email, we type in the password and the two-factor authentication code. However, it's not coming here. It's a little bit weird that we don't even hit the authentication right now. Oh, I know that. Sorry. Again, Tim, again, if you check for a login, you have to click the login button. Guys, this is the second time today. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's, oh, okay, it's midday. It's 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock, actually. And it seems like I'm still sleeping. I'm still sleeping. Oh, my goodness. If you check for a login, you have to click the login button for the second time now. Dang. And there we go. Now stuff is not working. Now let's have a look what actually is happening exactly. See how stupid I am. There we go. And let's have a look quick here. Is this even a valid OTP? I guess it's nil. Oh, it's false. It is false. How? How is this false? OTP is enabled. An OTP attempt is this, and actually... Okay, we are late now, but... Okay, let's... we have to be more quick, of course. We go in here. Let's see what we get here. That's the current OTP, that's the OTP attempt. So that's actually correct. So I don't actually know, like, why is this what? Okay, it changed, but interesting. Interesting. No, we have to stop it here actually. That's fairly stupid what I'm doing right now. And this has to be checked here actually. There we go. Okay, one more time. This is very stupid. So valid OTP is false. I don't understand this. Wait. Interesting. Okay, it's correct. I will make a small logger now. So we have current OTP, which is actually the resource current OTP, and we have given, which is actually the OTP. Because if I test this manually by hand, it's actually working. So I wonder.
In a good way. Yeah. Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time.
I hope it's not because of here.
That doesn't make sense.
I wonder. Ow! We give this with a hash. Well, Tim! Are you stupid? No, we don't, sorry. Sorry. My bad. We don't do this. We do this actually correct. So it seems like the OTP is correct. So this is what we expect, this is what we give. And yeah. Valid OTP is false. How? How is this false? It seems like somehow my OTP check is wrong. Which, guys, it worked. Believe me or not, it did work. At least in the past. In the past it did work. Hey Mamuta. Yeah. Well, I'm just doing it in a VM since probably 7 years. I started just with a normal Linux machine, but I figure out that maybe sometimes I want to play PUBG, or I wanted to do other things like Photoshop, you know, and then it was always easier to use actually Windows, and then switching like, oh yeah, I have to reboot now to Windows. Oh, I have to reboot now to Linux, and I'm like, I'm just doing it in a VM, and it's working like a charm, man. I mean, I can do whatever I want. I can move my windows, and it's really easy. However, you need a powerful machine. I have this VM actually has dedicated, I think, 10 gigabyte of RAM, so that's fairly a lot. So if you, oh, I have 2 screens. I can, if you want to see this, I can show you this right now. I'm running this setup here. So that's screen number 1 and screen number 2, where I have the VM and everything. However, I can also extend the VM to both screens. That is absolutely possible. Yeah, it's I can make a seamless integration nowadays, so it looks like the windows of the VM are actually in my windows. It's like a regular window. So I have my Sublime, which I can drag and drop all over the place and push it in front and back. So it's just like a regular window, but I don't like the seamless mode actually. You might give it a try. It's I think it's I do this since 5 years. My friends, my developer friends, they do this as well. Of course, I have a few like, nah, I'm staying on Mac. Nah, I stay on Linux, but I have plenty of people doing it in a VM, and yeah, working great for us. But let's see if you can help me here with this OTP issue. Because this seems to be really, really nasty. Like when I developed this, of course it was working. Like let's give it a try quick. You don't like Ruby? Why? You don't like Rails? Okay, so let's start a server quick. Okay, we've been signed in already. What is this? We don't have a cookie? Man, I must have completely messed up my authentication here somehow. Oh, initialize constant, sorry. Of course, I have just to read the error messages and life is easier. Yeah, this should work. Okay, so let's give it a quick look. So if you don't like Ruby, what do you actually like? Oh, that seems wrong. Yeah, I don't like Mac. I don't like the idea of a Mac. See, this is working. I log in with my OTP and I end up with unauthorized IP, which is correct. So let's have a quick look. I have a valid OTP and I end up here because I'm validated. I am logged in. So I assume you're a PHP guy. Well, you can do the same in PHP, man. I mean, if you enjoy Windows and if you think life is easier on Windows for you because, you know, everything is working. Let's imagine like Skype. I mean, hey, the Skype Linux version, it's just not good. I used it so many times. in 2011, 2012. I was so happy when I switched back to Windows. And then you have to use Photoshop. Back in the days, yeah, you make a front end, you get it in a PSD file. Okay, I figured it out. So opening a PSD file under Linux was just a mess. And then I have to boot to Windows, slice my PSD file, and then somehow copy and paste the files to Linux. And then, man, when I switched back to Windows, that was, especially, hey, I want to play PUBG now. Okay, I just close the VM, or I can even leave it open. You know, if you have enough RAM, just leave the VM open and you can still play some games like Counter-Strike or whatever you want. I felt it's just easier. So I assume this somehow has something to do with the development stage now. Because we're in the test environment, not in the development environment. I hear about this. You basically play on another server. I can't imagine. I might try this out, but I'm in Asia, so to all these great services we have bad ping, and maybe if they have Asian servers, I might try this out one day. But I imagine there might be pretty much a delay. I don't know if it's... I can't imagine it right now to play remotely, but I hear about this. You can play with friends together, like switch the controller, like give it to him. Pretty interesting technology. So somehow, I mean, if we simulate this right now, we end up here, which is correct. But in the test environment, we do not end up there. Let's have a look what valid OTP does. There we go. Oh, I know the problem. Okay guys, I figured out the problem. If I activate the OTP and I give him the current OTP, that OTP is not reusable for security reasons. Let's pretend you just log in, you got phished, you go on a phishing site and you type in your OTP, your two-factor authentication. And the attacker takes it, and exactly in the same second, of course, he creates a withdrawal. No, big no. No reusing of OTPs ever. So, of course, if I activate the OTP the official way like the user would do, that OTP is blocked and login is not working anymore. So we have to do a difference. Update column and call it OTP enabled. Sure. So that means the OTP is enabled, but we didn't consume the current OTP. Yeah, I think Counter-Strike can't be playable. Like, if you have a ping of 100 milliseconds, you are already dead in Counter-Strike. Because it's like 0.2 seconds delay between you and the other guy. And if you play this remotely and add another 50 milliseconds or 100, oh my goodness. Okay, so if we update the OTP enable this way, then that means the OTP isn't consumed yet and we can authenticate. So let's give this a try. Is there any pry? No. This can go out. And it's a green test, as of course it's expected.
Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
Okay, and we get something here, 75 and 100. You can't log in with a new device. What happened here? Oh, it's... Oh, great. We're not checking for raising an exception anymore. We actually get redirected, so we can do something like we expect to end up on this page. Right, so we can say we click login and then we expect current page to equal this unauthorized IP path, which is definitely better. So instead of exceptions, we end up here. Great. And then all we have to do is we do this quick and dirty sessions controller. Okay, so this is working, and now we run the test again, and we should end up on the correct pages. Current path, not current page, of course. There we go, current page. And there it is again. Alright. Let's hope for green tests, guys. One more failing. 82. Let's see. This is this one. What we expect here, guys. We expect with whitelisting a user can log in. This seems to be wrong. Like, can not log in a user, right? Okay, so we can't log with whitelisting, cannot log in a user. We log in, the IP whitelisting is enabled, and of course we are unauthorized. In the next step, we can log in. We authorize it, we log in, and we end up at the root path, which is logged in. Great. This should be give green tests. Nice. Let's check the whole controller thing, the whole RSpec right now. This looks good, guys. Good code. Now let's have a look what we did here. Okay, we added those exception classes. Application controller. Of course, this will be refactored in the future, and there's not a method available in the application controller, for sure not. And yeah, we added some specs. We didn't change anything else. That looks good. So this is ready to get committed. Added simple login specs. So I wonder, we need then to test, of course, the sign up, which will be a little bit more complicated. It depends on actually. I'm not having the full specs on this. Maybe we want to do something like the user signs up, has to confirm his email, and then has to confirm his phone number. I'm not sure yet. I have to check this actually with the regulations. Like if you're in cryptocurrency exchange, there are some legal regulations you have to follow. And if you don't follow them, you get in trouble. So I think there might be something like we have to check the phone number. I don't know. So I can't write tests for the sign up yet because I just simply don't know it. And forgot your password. This will also be heavy modified. There will be some feature that if you forgot your password, you might send it to a second email. So, oh, that's a great idea. I will write this down right now. So my idea right now is, if you reset your email, you can send, you set up second email address to request new password. If the attacker has accessed your account, no, actually we will check box. Never ever change password or send any forgotten email. So I want to implement this feature, which is something like ProtonMail has that. If you are very sure about how you set up your password, like you use a password manager, and you are very you are pretty sure that you will not lose your password, right? It is stored encrypted in your cloud. You will always have access to it. You can simply check this button, and there will never ever be a possibility that a new password will be sent out to an email address. This is a great security features, guys. Because most accounts, they simply get they get hacked, and the attacker has gained access to your email address, and from there on it's game over. Yeah, he don't know your password yet. Okay, I request a new password. You click something, and then there's maybe an OTP, and then you say, yeah, shit, I don't have the OTP. But you know the guy is on holiday or whatever. You simply change the email address password. He cannot go into your email address anymore. And from there on, he maybe can create a fake ID and send an email to the exchange. Say, hey, this is me. Look, here's my ID. I'm sorry, I need a new password, and then they give it to you. But if you click this button, there will be no option ever. And even we as the exchange, if you check this button, your account will most likely be lost. Or we make it like, yeah, we can reset it with maybe a 3 months term. Like, if you say, hey, I lost really my password, and you got access, and you can verify yourself, maybe it's a 3 months lockdown period. So in 3 months you can get a new password. Something like this, guys. So something like really high secure. It's a really great idea. And I think the confirmation, yeah. Yeah, I think a user which is unconfirmed should be able to log in. I will write this. We will program this later. But all he can do is just confirm his email address. something like this. I'm not sure yet. I have to think about this. I always think like if you sign up somewhere, it would be nice if your email address gets validated later in life, but not now. I find it very annoying. Okay guys, yeah, we wrote some nice tests today. I hope we all learned something today. And I see you then on Monday again. I wish you all a nice Sunday. I wish you all a nice Saturday and write some nice code. Bye bye.